Well, from Mildura, Victoria to South Australia, it's probably quite chilly there, but Johnny, normally this time of the year, we are a whole lot colder than we are not right now in the middle of a desert, and it's awfully chilly out there.
Absolutely. And cold as it is, it's not as cold where we are right now, but by the same token, it is still quite cool. And I'll tell you what else is really cool. It's great to have Chloe Barton with us today to have a bit of a chat to. So, Chloe, thanks for giving us time to have a bit of a chat today.
That's all right. Thank you.
You really should say Little Miss Hollywood, because I think that's actually the nickname that you run with, isn't it, Chloe? Who came up with that nickname?
Well, Peter Rossi, we call him Hollywood, and because we're so close to him, he named me Little Miss Hollywood.
One thing I really love on the Saturdays in particular, Johnny, you said to me, wait till you see the families that get around all this sort of stuff. And when you see that huge lineup of riders going out for the juniors on the Saturday, it's phenomenal. And there's so many great connections.
Absolutely. And the amount of families that are helping one another out to do things is incredible. And they all look at people like yourself, Chloe, and they all aspire to want to be at that level. And I mean, you really have brought in that ladies division, and we'll touch on that in a little while as well. That real drive for families to want to just get behind their kids and push this along.
You know, the funny thing is, Johnny, with Chloe, who I had a bit to do with the Motorcycling South Australia Elite Rider program that Kate Pitt put together.
Yeah.
Finally got to sort of see her in her natural habitat because we were in a classroom for the stuff that we did.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing her getting ready and going out to the line, and she said to her dad, "Dad, make me a what?
A mountain."
Make me a mountain. And I'm like, what on earth she took? Because it was a KTM 250 ride at the time, like big bike for a little girl. And it's because you literally can't balance your foot on the ground with the bike. And how does he do that to get you stable?
It's just so my foot's like a bit higher, so I'm able to sit on the seat properly.
So he just cups a bit of dirt, packs a bit of dirt, so your right foot goes on there. I was like, that's something you just don't fully appreciate, how tiny people like Chloe can be on big, brutish machines and ride that distance.
The thing that's incredible for me too, Chloe, is to see that with the girls division, how it's growing. The amount of girls that are racing in this event at Hattah now is just exploded. I can remember the very first time I called it only a handful of years ago, where we only had seriously half a dozen girls. Now we look at it, the whole grouping is so large with so many in it and all different levels. It's incredible to watch you girls compete.
Yeah, definitely. When I first started, there wasn't many girls, and especially now in SA, there's not many girls, but they're starting to grow.
When you first started, Chloe, how long ago was that? It makes it sound like it was a long time ago when you were a little kid. How long ago was it that you started this?
When I started Hattah, it was 2016, and ever since then, I've just kept going.
So how old are you now?
17.
Wow.
Do you have any girl rider influences? I'm a bit of a fan of Mad Meg Rutledge. I just love the way Meg just carves it. She's just like pinned the whole time. Have you got any heroes?
Definitely Meg and Jess Gardner and Emma Milicevic.
Sometimes I feel the girls' way deliver more than the guys continually.
Especially last year. How was last year? Explain what it was like in those conditions last year.
Definitely was very nervous before starting because my first ever senior Hattah. And as I was going, it was really fun the first half. And then I got to the second half and it was muddy, it was sloppy, there were massive holes. I was like, why am I doing this? But it was good fun.
So go back a bit. You said you first started, how nervous you were. And I remember talking to you just before then because it was on your face, it was all weighing on you. What is it like on that start line?
Well, very scary competing against like all the big boys that, especially only being 17 at the time, it was very different compared to motocross where there's only about 40 people.
The crazy part about this event too is that, you know, fortunes can change so much. You come into the pit area and it's one of the very few events where you race through the active pit, peel off to do what you need to do and get going again. And I mean, this year we had the added disadvantage, depending on whether you're a spectator or a competitor, of having a lake in the middle of it. I mean, it's just incredible. It's an area where normally you think it's a safe haven, and it's become a quagmire as well. What were your thoughts when you came in and saw it just like a lake?
Very shocked because like the first half was definitely dry, and then the other half was just slop.
Yeah. Do you talk to yourself much when you ride, Chloe? When you're out in the back and you've got to, you know, do you say stuff to yourself to keep yourself motivated, or do you keep reminding yourself to breathe? You know, little things like that, which seems simple when you're not a rider. You think, well, why would I need to tell myself to keep breathing? But that's actually a bit of a struggle sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I have to do that because sometimes I struggle to breathe and then I have to focus again on my breathing.
Yeah. Because your body's designed to obviously work its best when you are constantly breathing, but because you're like, and you suddenly take that big breath and you're just hanging on. In any other sport, you think it's of course, I wouldn't need to breathe. But yeah, I mean, what's the toughest part of this race for you?
Probably the distance of like having such a long race, whereas like the SARCs, they're 2 hours and short tracks, but Hattah is a massive long track, especially coming over from the junior side. Junior side wasn't as long as the senior side.
When you do the 2 days, that's a big deal. Like the seniors are doing their prologue on the first day, but they're not riding an entire race, right? And then racing the next day. That's a massive thing. How on earth do you prepare for that physically, Chloe? You can only ride every day in the lead up to it. Like, how do you possibly prepare for that distance?
As I'm still in school, like after school, I'll go to the gym and work out as much as I can. On the weekends, I'll ride as much as I can so I can get the bike fit for this race. But now that it's this year,
you can go to the gym as much as you want, Chloe, but bike fit is different to gym fit, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
I know you're looking over towards Dad. He's absolutely your big supporter. Tell me about Dad. Tell me about the role that he has in your racing and how this has come about.
Well, Dad's my biggest supporter. I wouldn't be here without him and how far I've come. And he does all my mechanic work and is always there for me.
And builds the mountains. More importantly,
yes.
he builds the mountains. That was the first thing. When do you start riding again? When is your competitive, opportunities coming for you, Chloe, in this whole pandemic and downtime? And I got to say, South Australia seems to be the leader in Australia for the whole COVID situation. It's quite incredible what you guys are doing there. When do you start getting on a bike competitively again?
Well, I do have a race this weekend, but that's just a club round. But state rounds start on the 18th of July.
And of course, that's not just the enduro circuit, it's also the motocross piece that you ride in both disciplines isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Both are starting up again.
I'm sure you've got some people you'd like to thank, Chloe, that have helped you get to this point.
Definitely, I'd like to thank Dad and especially my brother for all the support they do. My sponsors, BMS Racing, Butler's Mechanical Service, Castrol, Titanium Security, Paint Tech, Utilities Constructions, MR Seats, Get Displays, Motor Adelaide, Modern Innovation Electrical, and Funnel Web Filters.
Geez, you did that well from memory.
I'll tell you what, I don't think there's any space left on the trailer. Awesome job, Chloe. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm spewing that we're not sitting opposite you here this weekend and, doing this like we would be out in the desert and having a blast. But I know that you're going to work on your program and going to come back bigger and better than ever for 2021 like we all are.
Yeah.
And for us, we'd like to thank you for being part of the event, helping to write the history that is this fantastic event and taking the time between yourself and your family to actually chat to us and let us have a bit of a look at what goes on inside your little part of the world. And we so look forward to catching up with you in 2021 here at Hattah.
Yes, I can't wait. Thank you.